Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nerdcast. We've got another new episode for you here. I'm Devin, joined by Justin, and Kelly's over manning the boards. We've got some news stories for you. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good. Thumbs up all around.
Thumbs up all around. It's a sunny, cool day.
Oh, it is a beautiful day out there. Yeah. I really did not take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
I should have gone hiking or something, but another day. It'll be beautiful tomorrow, even though tomorrow is the big day.
What?
Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Nobody here really gives a shit about that except for me.
Sports ball.
It's just the old pigskin. It's gonna be a good game, I think, but it is what it is.
The Chiefs are in this, right?
So it's the Chiefs versus the 49ers.
The only reason I know that is because my wife's from Kansas.
Oh,
and her brother-in-law is like hardcore Chiefs.
Dude. Oh, no.
He's really happy.
Okay, well, cool.
I'll be watching. I'll be at the Draft House watching two short Japanese horror movies back to back that look hilarious.
Oh, nice. Which two movies?
That's the thing. It's the Video Vortex series the Draft House does, and I don't even know the name of the two. I saw the trailer in front of Terror Tuesday, but I just thought it looks goofy as hell. It should be fun.
Awesome. Well, everybody's got their. What are your plans for the big day?
I'm probably gonna be working, man.
Oh yeah,
I've got some deadline stuff.
Coals in the fires.
Deadline stuff on Monday.
Oh man,
so I've got to do some experimentation.
Nice. All right. Well, we all have our plans for tomorrow, I suppose. But let's get through today's news, and then we're going to talk about the upcoming movie releases for the month of February this year. So, Kelly, what's on the docket?
All right. First up, Atari is now in the hotel business. I don't know if there's they're opening one up in Phoenix. They're going to break ground this year, and then with 8 other cities planned.
Yeah, and Austin is one of those cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're gonna hypothetically have an Atari hotel here in Austin.
They're supposed to have like a VR parks or rides in the hotels.
Yeah,
so maybe that'll be cool.
It could be cool. It looks and kind of sounds like it's like a part hotel, part Atari museum.
Yeah,
that
could be cool.
That could be a pretty neat thing. And personally, I like staying in hotels. I think a neat hotel is a pretty fun experience.
Who doesn't really?
I don't know. There are some people out there that don't like it, I imagine. But
maybe like comedians that have to be in hotels all the time. I can
perhaps.
See them,
I mean, I'm talking about like hotel, not some Fleabag motel or anything. Where not one of those places where you walk in, your door faces the street and you can see people just walking past your window and shit. Like
I've stayed in some rough hotels.
Oh,
man.
I bet.
I stayed in a hotel in Albuquerque one time that rented time by the hour.
Oh no!
Not lying, man.
Oh no!
I was driving straight through to Los Angeles, and I had to stop. Like I tried to do it straight, but I was like, I got to Albuquerque, and I was failing.
Oh man, there wasn't even like a Motel 8 or anything,
dude. It was like I wasn't gonna.
Albuquerque's a pretty big city.
I wasn't gonna sleep a full day. Rented for the hour, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I really need just a couple of hours to sleep,
Oh, man.
So I was like, I'm just going to do this. And I pulled over, and I think it was like $8 an hour or something. I think I got like 2 hours and went in there and just like laid a jacket, a coat on the bed.
Yeah, I was about
got the fuck out of there.
I was about to say, you did not want to wrap up in those sheets.
No. In my clothes, like, I think I had like a tarp or something because I was like moving or something, and I just laid it down and like just, they had like these wooden shutters for the windows.
Oh,
where you could totally black them out. Yeah, it was rough, dude.
Super sketchy.
Wouldn't want to hit that place with a black light.
No, not at all. We don't think the Atari Hotel is going to be like that.
Be nice.
It'll be classier if it exists.
It'll be classier.
It'll be a little bit classy. But you were mentioning before about how you've got some doubts about whether it'll actually come to fruition based on some of their other projects.
Well, I mean, I don't really. I imagine if they're not making the hotels, I really kind of think these guys, whoever these guys.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a Trump thing, right?
Yeah, they bought the name.
Somebody
Atari,
else builds the Atari.
They got some IP. And they're just finding ways to capitalize on that license.
Yeah,
and they probably aren't building any of these hotels. They're probably just like got a check to use the license, and I'm sure had some ideas of like, yeah, you could use the logo. Maybe there'd be some virtual reality stuff. It'd be cool. And then went on living the rest of their lives. But I mean, their Atari VCS console that has been vaporware up to this point. I mean, it looks really cool. The way that they designed it, but It basically seems like a Roku box that plays Centipede. I don't really know what it is. I mean,
Roku box that plays Centipede.
They crowdfunded it.
See, that's your first big red flag right there.
It's like Nintendo doesn't crowdfund a new console.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So crowdfunding, Kickstarter, and Indiegogo, and all that stuff. I always say that it's great for film and like maybe some music or whatever. It's okay for manufactured goods. Like if you were gonna like a new mic cover or whatever, you could.
I actually think it's probably
that.
the best for that.
Well, there's some sketchy stuff with that too, because like there are instances where you have companies overseas in Malaysia or whatever that just basically look for things that gets crowdfunded, and then they'll rush to manufacture that before the actual product, and then they beat them to the market with it. So like they'll just sit over there and look for manufactured goods that gets funded, and then beat them to the jump. So that's why I only give it a midway. Like if you have a manufactured idea, an idea for a manufactured product, it's probably best to go other avenues that don't expose it before you're put it on the market.
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean, it's if you're one of the people that don't have that happen to you, it's still good to use.
I meant from the perspective
of
the people that give the money. Usually, like
they get a return. Yeah. So movies and music and whatnot, it's great for. Manufactured goods, it's good for. Board games, I would put in there too.
Anything where you can design it, have somebody make it, and then they get their thing. After they pay the money, like I think it's probably good for.
It depends, because I think it's terrible for video games.
Well, the thing is the video games classically are long endeavors where people don't understand everything involved, and it changes. And if there's not deep pockets there and a real will to see it happen, it can easily fall apart.
A term that used to get thrown around a lot in the 90s and kind of died out maybe around the early aughts is multimedia. And video games are definitely a multimedia affair. Like it's not like a comic book where you just need art on paper.
Yeah.
Or, music where you're just making music and you're recording it onto, whatever you're recording it onto.
Wax
or whatever.
Wax
and even a movie, it has some multiple components there, but it's the creation of those components are a lot less endeavorous than like developing a video game. Even though game development has come a long ways with Unreal Engine and Unity and all that sort of stuff, and all of the tools that are available,
far beyond where it was in 2006.
For certain,
that's for damn sure.
For certain, like it's still a huge. Like people underestimate how much time and money it takes to develop even a decent game.
Well, I think that's actually probably the big issue, right? Is that whereas a movie, if you find a producer or someone that's made of commercials or a movie before, they can give you a pretty good. It's like, looked at your script, looked at your things. It's going to cost this amount of money. We can shoot it for this and this and this. And there's going to be unforeseen costs, and if you screw stuff up. But I think people that like build video games a lot of times that aren't like that would go to crowdfunding maybe aren't people that are in the industry. They're people that could do certain things and have ideas and but they don't have it's more of an unknown. It's a mystery box than, say, making a record.
And it doesn't help that there's a large experimental component with developing games, because you're talking about play mechanics, too. You're talking about how a game feels, not just how it looks or sounds and all of that, but also just does it feel right? And, like, what do we do? What do we have to do to tweak it to make it feel right? Like, those tweaks, like, it's almost like every adjustment for experimenting with game mechanics is kind of akin to like doing reshoots on a film, where sometimes it's a minuscule sort of thing. You tweak some variables and you see how it feels, but sometimes you have to redesign entire concepts, to change what the design is. And that could have reverberations across the entire spectrum of the game. So I mean, it's a whole other beast. So whenever you're looking at video games and stuff on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, even if it's from someone like Atari, like always tread cautiously.
Well, this is like a console. I don't,
Well, so a console, maybe that's a little different. Just the console itself is a little different because it's just a computer. Like it's just.
Yeah,
putting together a Raspberry Pi or something.
And I think that's basically it. I mean, I think that it's basically a Raspberry Pi in a box that plays Centipede and also has like Roku and Sling and things like that. Maybe they have other ideas for it, but to me, it's like
why would they have to crowdfund? Like, if they had partnerships with Roku and Sling, you would think that.
I don't know if they have partnerships.
Yeah, this sounds shady altogether.
Yeah, I mean, there's whole YouTube channels devoted to talking smack on this thing.
Oh,
there's
man.
one guy who literally spends, I want to say, 30% of his life on YouTube just bagging on the Atari VCS.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna have to find that dude.
Yeah.
Get up to date on this stuff then.
Just put Atari VCS in
Atari
there, and his
VCS.
videos will come up eventually. But yeah, I we'll see how the hotels work.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they actually come to fruition.